Welcome to the Working Title Podcast. This week, we're talking about video game movies. I'm Fox.
I'm Jarek.
I am Lockie.
Let's play.
All right, so video game movies. Let's first start off. What do you think of video game movies as a whole?
I think we should split it. We'll talk about maybe them as a whole, video games movies that have happened already, and maybe films that we want to happen.
Cool.
So them as a whole, it's similar to books that have a lot of pre-existing content that they can play with. But the problem is, video games, they're designed to be experienced by one person as a player, not to be watched from a distance.
Agreed.
I definitely agree.
But I believe that a story, if it's well enough and it has multiple characters and a lot of heart, they can be adapted if done correctly.
I feel like those are games that focus on story and also are possibly cinematic games already.
So, I mean, okay, look, there was a quote, but I can't remember it exactly, and the reason video game movies do so badly is because when you play a video game, you are in control of that character, but when you watch a movie, you are not in control of
the film,
of that character in the film. So how does that, relate to your experience playing video games versus your experience in a movie? Of course, it's going to be different. You've got, video games. I don't know how Prince of Persia did, but I didn't even play the game. Let alone did I know it was a game. I thought the game came out afterwards. But other games such as fucking hit me with one. Jesus.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is such a up until a certain point, well thought out game with a nice storyline.
I don't think the stories are all well played out, except they get repetitive, and that's why they don't succeed.
Yeah, but I think it's also because you decided to. It's because of how Assassin's Creed has this rich lore. Instead of going with what's already pre-existing in the games, they decided to go with something a bit different. So, of course, it's set in history, and one thing that the Assassin's Creed series hasn't done yet is set on the Spanish Inquisition.
Yes, but they've done it wrong.
Yes,
Assassin's
because
Creed,
the Animus is completely fucked up in the movie.
Yeah, but that's fine. It's set in a different sort of universe.
No. I'm just talking about the Animus as an actual machine.
Yeah. But the thing is, the Assassin's Creed games would work so well as a movie if they stuck to the material that was given to them.
Yeah, exactly.
But just switched out for Ezio to this new character. I don't even remember his name. The film was so unforgettable.
Well, I watched it in Spanish, so.
Dios mío.
Dios mío, amigos, please don't kill me. But I think that Michael Fassbender probably needed some work, and he's like, oh man, I played this great game, it's Assassin's Creed, let's make a movie. But no, the other thing is I was going to say was that Assassin's Creed itself, it doesn't really need the modern day storyline, but besides the fact they would like to make it so that it's like humans have to look to their past to seek out future threats, and that was the whole premise of it.
But then they focused too heavily on the future threat, when in the games it was 90% past and 10%.
There was I think let's just take Assassin's Creed 3 for example. You had a lot to do, and I like the way they embedded the two storylines between Haytham and Connor.
Yeah,
that it was you played as Haytham first, found out as a Templar, and you're like, oh shit, what up? Maybe they're not the It makes the villains seem somewhat sympathetic.
Doesn't the Assassin's Creed kind of game though feel cinematic though?
Yes, definitely.
I feel like that's where they saw its potential.
I feel like it's because there are so many great
character moments.
Yeah, character moments, but I feel like they should have stuck to the link between Ezio and Desmond.
Yeah, no, that's what they think. They should have done, but I'm saying to make it different, they do this Spanish Inquisition thing, but because they did the Ezio story in the Spanish Inquisition with the apple, and it's sort of
so it's basically the exact same as Assassin's Creed 2 to Revelations, just with a shit
story, exactly.
And Michael Fassbender.
No, but that's the thing is, if they did they introduce him in the future, and he's like, wait, what? I'm part of the past in the first like 20 minutes, and then he goes into the past, and it's just a lot of like him sort of
See, I
like
feel
on
like
the
the
sidelines
Altai-
of this historic.
I feel like the Altair storyline is also something that you could just literally do as a
As a
movie
film.
and it would work. Like it's just, I think they approached it wrong. They were like, well, we can't exactly take the contents directly from the game and put it to cinema. Let's just change it up a bit.
There's variables though, because you have to understand, did the person writing that script, did he even play?
Good point.
Or is he
Yeah.
just like being
was
told
he
what
just
to
given
write?
a treatment about the game?
Exactly. So like, they may have not had a clear video game films probably should be made by video gamers, not like
Or like at least like like us filmmakers, but also video gamers who have played these games.
We've grown up in that
Yeah.
generation.
How many
where
times have
it's
you
all,
played the Assassin's Creed series?
the like two,
Just
like
I would say the first 4.
I've played Black Flag maybe 4 times.
Because it's piracy.
Yes, because I'm a pirate nerd. Yeah, we should do an
dude.
episode on pirates. You know,
There's not many pirate movies.
just on
You've got
pirates in
Peter
general.
Pan.
Yeah,
You-
fuck. We should talk about.
I think
Peter Pan.
pirate mythology. But
No, yeah. 4 I played like 4 times. Revelations maybe once. 3 and 2 maybe twice.
I played.
I just bought them again, so I'm gonna replay them all.
I liked playing them as an experience, and then I also liked playing them as trying to 100% them.
Yeah, which is what I did with Black Flag.
Yeah.
That's why I played it 4 times.
And you try and find fucking everything on
Yeah.
that map. Jeez.
One thing I feel like is a variable too is what is the type of game, and I feel like what's hard is
I feel like something open world, something like Black Flag or Assassin's Creed in general. Like it's a very open world, but very like it's open world, but you do have your limits. And it's such that to things like Skyrim and I think it's Dragon's Age and things like Destiny.
what
like
about multiplayer?
Yeah,
massively
MMO.
multiplayer.
The thing, I think that's even worse because you had Destiny and that was a fairly poor game unless you bought the $120 worth of DLC.
Well, I'm talking about in the sense of making the massive multiplayer film like Warcraft.
Okay, Warcraft, good point.
It's an
Warcraft
online
has
experience
this-
that
Fucking massive, it's kind of like a story that
it relies on lore of the game.
it relies on the lore. So there's a lot. It's kind of like what we were talking about last time with the book adaptations. There's a lot to go off, and they're kind of if the game designers are willing to let them have this amount of information, then yes, of course it's going to make a great deal. But what are the chances that Ubisoft did not want them to have full spread?
Oh yeah.
Like Ubisoft said, look, you can do an Assassin's Creed film. You can have the modern day kind of Animus, Abstergo, but you cannot have the Ezio storyline. So what if it was because they were limited as well?
Yeah.
I think Warcraft wasn't limited because there was so much, and then like you can choose whatever you want. You can choose
Yeah,
whatever
but
characters, whatever.
It didn't do well, did it?
No, I
Warcraft.
didn't do well.
Yeah.
I did very poorly.
And that's what we have to talk about. Video game movies just do not do well in general.
And that's also the thing, which is surprisingly, because when you think about
The audience.
audience, if your favorite game is being made into a film, there's 100% chance you're gonna watch a film. Like, I'm playing this game, there's a film about it, I'm gonna watch it.
I just feel like they haven't, because there was actually a movie on Netflix, and I can't even remember the name because I watched like 5 minutes and was done with it. The problem with it is that it was too much like it was like you took the persona of the character within the game, but they knew they were being controlled.
Is it Gamer?
I think it is.
Jared Butler,
I think so.
and it's got the kid who controls him, and
Yeah.
it's got
and
Dexter
literally
in
in
it.
like the first 5 minutes, he's sitting there like as if you're AFK.
Yeah.
And he's just like, turn me around. And that's how that's like the opening.
because in that film they're prisoners and they're
Yeah, but I
they're-
feel like just for me, that first 5 minutes was wasted. So I feel like making a video game too much like a video game, the fact that you have someone controlling in that concept of kind of like a player character, like so many
Well,
video
have you
games.
seen what's that film? There was a film called where I can't quite remember it.
Tron?
No, it was basically these people. It's like the world's gone like completely
The
like-
Matrix?
kind of like there's like not robot bodies, they're human bodies, and people like fat people at home just plug into
Isn't
them
that
and
Wall-E?
they become no they plug into and they can basically be a character. And I think the story was people donate their bodies, which is fucking bullshit.
You know, that kind of sounds like an episode like a Black Mirror, to be honest.
But what happens is there's like a shooter online bit where real people are being controlled to play online, and real people die, and then obviously that person just gets a new character. How do you guys feel about not films that maybe directly taking from a game, but inspired by video games as a whole?
Right.
Yeah, so like I said, that film on Netflix, Gamer, was
inspired.
Was inspired by video games, but it just did not do it well either. It took this concept too realistically.
Too far, because it sounds like that plot where someone is controlling someone is the same plot as that,
Yeah.
where people are at home controlling other real life people outside.
Yeah, like I mean, okay, look.
Well, that's
in,
what-
in,
that was
in
the
this
thing.
case. In this case, like, you know, inspired by it. I know you didn't want me to bring this up. Video Game High School.
That was good.
It
That
was
they did that
extremely
genre
well done.
good.
I feel like
I mean,
it's because they play video games.
It was the thing is because exactly. Rocket Jump plays video games, but it's also because I think that you have Freddie Wong, who's a very talented young, like I don't say young,
Very talented VFX.
VFX. He's a very
Director.
He's a very good, like for his age, youngish filmmaker. I feel like his whole team behind him is very well equipped.
And they're all passionate
Exactly,
about what
they're
they
all
do.
passionate. So I feel like since they're all passionate, and I don't feel like corporations.
It's not so it's not so
aren't-
heartless.
Yeah, they're fairly. Yeah, they're fairly like cold about it. But I think if there's a warm feeling to the whole film set, then it's going to be a better production value.
Because what I want to go along about my line is like the movie Pixels.
Okay.
Just a complete fucking drop kick.
Yeah, but it's by you forget about who it's by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's by, but yeah, well, it was an Adam Sandler film.
Yeah.
but that's also like it's the same with Stranger Things. They're inspired by stuff from the 80s and like early 90s, and they've gone, all right, let's make a film about the video games and all those video games that are shown.
But it was
in there
archaic games
Yeah,
as well.
that's-
It wasn't.
that's-
Yeah, it wasn't based on games from our days. It was based
Tron
on,
was
Still
an
was video
arcade
games.
game.
Yeah,
that
but-
it was a movie.
It was So Tron, on the other hand, you want to talk about the latest trend? The latest.
The latest one is good.
The latest
latest
one's pretty good, but the thing is, I feel like that's in an instant where when the movies actually did justice, but they didn't have enough to. But it wasn't an adaptation on a story game, so they could do
Yeah,
whatever
it was
they
very
wanted.
much. It was an arcade game, but I feel like they built. And if
They
you
built
guys
a
have ever
world
played
around
Kingdom
it.
Hearts, where Tron was in that storyline where you had Tron, who was somewhat an AI who kind of learnt how to be human. And he was very protective of quote users, which humans.
Yeah.
I feel like he, that kind of storyline with Tron echoes through the latest film adaptation of Tron, but it's this kind of Matrix kind of thing.
It has those vibes.
Yeah, has like you enter a new world.
I feel like that's a
I feel like
film
it's
that
good, yeah.
succeeded in what it was trying to achieve.
Don't forget Disney picked that up as well. That's
So,
why they could
like-
use it.
What?
Disney had that under their belt for a bit, and that's why Square Enix could pick it up for the Kingdom Hearts game.
I would just we're talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Oh, I just zoned out for a solid.
Because I was just talking
minutes.
about why Tron was kind of in Kingdom Hearts, and that they were picked, like that storyline was picked up by Disney, and
Well, I feel like
Embedded into it.
You have to focus. You have to remember that a film, it's a story. That's at the
But
heart
in-
what a
in
film
this-
video
is.
games are playable stories.
yes, in this case, do you reckon that the simpler the game, the more complex story you can make from it?
Possibly
Because
'cause you got more
Tron was very
leeway.
simplistic.
What about Wreck-It Ralph?
That was another game
That
that was
was-
based on arcade games.
Yeah,
I feel like these days, because games are
Simple
becoming so
game.
much more closer to
But-
films, and they're so much more cinematic because of how we've begun to become so much more connected with the media itself.
Yes.
That, Wreck-It Ralph is this
Alright.
great retrospective on the 80s.
yeah.
And games these days are just too cinematic, too dark, too gritty to make
What did you call your film that he was talking about?
gamer.
Oh, I think
Gamer.
I was talking about the same film.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
like it.
Yeah, because they go into like a weird, like sort of Sixth Sense, sort of not Sixth Sense. What am I saying?
In your film that you watched, was there a guy? Were there people killing each other? There's a,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry,
Look,
I'm thinking-
I only got 5 minutes in, so I don't really.
I was
okay.
thinking of Fifth Element just then, and I said Sixth Sense, which are two
Yeah, and then-
different Bruce Willis films, right?
yeah.
Because
Okay.
I had Sixth Sense. I'm like, I see Timmy.
Yeah, no. But they go into that world that's sort of like the Fifth Element, sort of like esque kind of world, and then they control people in that world, and they're fat people, and they're controlling like weird people with colored hair. And
Yeah, that's the film I'm talking about.
Yeah, Gamer. But on the topic of existing films, and we talked about films that have no, like, just a simple game. They made fighter games. Tekken has been made. So has
Yes, but
has
I
Mortal
think Mortal
Kombat,
Kombat had this story mode to it as
and
well.
Street Fighter. Don't forget
Yes.
Street Fighter.
But all these films, a lot of these games also had story modes to it.
Yes.
So are they basing on story mode? Because let's face it, Mortal Kombat, that game was a piece of shit.
Mortal Kombat X though.
Like sorry, not the game. The movie adaptation was a piece of shit. The games, I love Mortal Kombat. Games.
Oh yeah.
Mortal Kombat X was great. I mean,
Just cut the bit where he says "I love Mortal Kombat" and leave the bit where he says
I hate
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat
Kombat.
shit, and just go to the next topic.
yeah, no, don't do that. Because
Another like all those films, fighter games. I don't reckon you can create fighter games into films unless it's Mortal Kombat, because
nah, man, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, surely.
no, because that works if they have a narrative behind it, but they
Yeah.
did it wrong.
Well, I just feel
Thing
like
is-
with
yeah.
with films, like the goal is a story, and they focus too much. They either fuck up the story, or they basically focus too much on the game, like the actual game, maybe, or they just like kind of misinterpret it. It's like with a book is a story, and then just putting a story into a story. But with a game, it's not necessarily a story that you're ripping from. It could be the way it's played.
So I mean, there was the new Ratchet and Clank movie come out.
I did not see it.
And I'm not saying. I think it went straight to DVDs, like you said. At
I
launch.
don't think it went into cinemas.
Yeah, look, honestly, the thing is that Ratchet and Clank was a great game.
Yeah.
And they kind of followed, the same format that the games had, where the cutscenes were more, more like CGI.
Oh no,
kind
it
of
did
thing.
go into box office and it earned 13 million, and its budget was 20.
Oh,
So
That's a
it didn't
loss.
earn money. It probably didn't stay in cinemas for
Yeah.
long enough to get here. Is probably why. 'cause
That's
it
probably
was
why it went straight to
American-made.
DVD in Australia.
Yeah, but more game like
Yeah,
they-
but the thing
they-
is, Ratchet and Clank, I think, doesn't have a strong enough premise for a film in today's society. Just because it was a child's game, there wouldn't have to be much character development.
yeah. Well, right. Well, Wreck-It Ralph was a kids movie. Like,
Yeah, kids' movie, but based off the 80s. Fucking, like, my parents could have seen that and they would have liked it.
maybe.
more films going down this list. Doom was a film that was made from a
Really?
very basic video game.
Jeez. I mean, okay, let's look at that.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Was he in Doom?
Yeah, he was the main character in Doom.
Fuck.
Well, look,
Easy pick.
easy,
Easy choice.
easy money, but that would have cost them a bit. Their budget would have gone up by like a lot just because Dwayne was in it. Anymore? Let's go. Let's
I just
see.
feel like there's that.
I feel like they think the market's there, but they don't realize how much it isn't.
Resident Evil films. I've seen probably two.
I've seen it.
I've
I've
seen
seen
none.
a couple. They.
I feel like maybe
Silent Hill. Kit Harington was in the fourth one.
No
Is
shit.
it 4 Silent Hill films?
There is, I think there's one for every game. Because they make they make
Kit Harington
so
comes
the
in with
deal,
one
the thing that
claw,
they
it's just
do
like,
is they
"Winter's
make the
coming."
game and they make a movie on that game.
Okay.
I feel like Kit Harington just comes and just goes, "Winter is coming," and then leaves.
Well, I just feel like there's not the popularity with games. Like, I feel like games are extremely popular. They're probably the most popular they've ever been, but a lot of these people are very, very young.
Hey, especially-
Oh no,
Yeah, I think-
they made two. They made four games and 2 movies.
Okay.
So think about this, right? The video game community and a lot of people online have made this judgment that the gaming community has slowly gotten younger. You have younger gamers playing more mature games. Now the thing is, I think with that is that a lot of younger players either don't have the resources to go see these movies,
Yeah. And their parents might not even take them.
and the parents may not even want them, but they'll let them play the game because I don't know, maybe because they're afraid of copycat behavior, despite them playing
GTA
games.
is a good example of that.
Yeah, exactly. GTA, and which they made into like a BBC or ABC with Daniel Radcliffe or some shit.
Did they?
Yeah, they're making it into an TV
Oh, they're
adaptation.
making it
I think
now.
they're making it, or they've already made it and just went to shit.
I don't have
It
never
was
heard of that.
yeah, they're making a TV adaptation GTA. I feel like that is definitely a possibility, mainly because I don't think GTA is more a story about, you know, and the thing is GTA has such a rich human nature kind of story behind it, especially with GTA 5.
It's just like a little bit of an exaggeration of
It's
our
an
own
exaggeration
world.
of stereotypes as well.
Yeah.
Very stereotypical. It, you know, kind of, and a lot of celebrities are mocked and a lot of things are mocked in GTA
Yeah.
5, which I think works as a good premise for a film because it's not just making a mock of those things. It's
But do
making
you reckon
a mock
if you were to just say some guys on the desk, boom, smack down the GTA script, he's like, how would you make this? Are you going to go comedy? Are you going to go that sarcastic route? Or are you going to go serious crime?
I feel like you have to choose one or the other. Now,
Yeah.
GTA is a very comedic game. It does have its light moments, but also has very dark moments.
Yeah.
So I think
Are we
trying to
talking
get
about all of them or just 5?
We're just talking about 5 because fuck
I
the
mean,
rest right now.
five's just like the most recent, and it's
Yeah.
probably the one we've all played at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like
I've played 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
I feel like the largest majority of people would have played 5.
Yeah. Especially it being a very
so-
popular game.
so-
across both generations of gaming as well. The new consoles and the old consoles both have GTA 5.
So, we've talked about films that have been video game movies in the past, or that sucked to good, bad. What games do you feel like will make good movies?
I think like
based on this discussion.
The Last
about
of Us
GTA.
would make a great
Yeah,
movie
I have to. That would
if
be
The
really
Walking Dead didn't exist.
No,
But they're
no
different-
way.
they're
The
different
zombies
zombies.
are so much better.
Okay, well look, I
They're
haven't
not-
played The Last of
they're
Us.
not-
You haven't played it? Oh my
No,
god!
because I don't have a PS. I don't have PlayStation.
I've watched
I have an
because
Xbox.
I didn't when it came out. I didn't have a PS4 either, so I watched it on YouTube. I watched maybe the first 3 hours. I want to say first 2-3 hours. It was at a point where they figured out she was spoiler immune.
Oh yeah.
So I got up to that
He was
point.
so early.
I got up to that point, but it's still like 3 hours of gameplay though. I got up to that point and I stopped watching because I was like, I've got to play this for myself. But the zombies, they're not zombies. It's like what you're saying.
It's a
about
fungus.
Yeah.
It's a.
Okay.
Oh yeah, exactly. They reinvent an existing thing.
Yeah.
This isn't like a eat your brains. This is a fungi that rots in your brain and.
Okay,
and
cool.
That's why it will make a good film.
Okay, so yeah, make a good film for the premise of it. I still think, and I feel like I've heard a lot about its human condition.
Yeah.
It's a lot about the human. I feel like films that can reflect human nature and human conditions, especially in those two characters who are in a way pitted together. I don't know what you are stretching at.
I'm
You're like, oh,
I'm
bored.
just so sick of you saying the same thing about like shows about the human condition.
I
It's
just-
like
I just-
everything
I
that
just
you do
like- that's
is like
literally-
that's like your thing.
That is my thing. Got a problem with it?
No, I'm fine with it.
Then
I
shut
just,
the fuck up.
I just love how so passionate about it you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to, back to my point.
Yeah.
Like that whole side to it, I think, just makes for good character motivations.
I feel
and
like the
makes for good characters in general.
I feel like the game it's more. It's not really. It's a
Swiss?
bit drastic, but it's a kind of an interactive movie.
I feel like I might just call
Yeah, good
Steven right
point.
now. Just
Good point.
Let's just call Steven
Which
right
is,
now,
I
yeah?
think, what Telltale has done really well with their games is its interactive films.
Yes.
and it's
Um,
also make your own adventure.
Yeah. On that,
Telltale Minecraft
Fox,
boys.
do you have any book? So Fox, on that, do you have any games that you would like to make into a movie?
It's hard. It's hard and easy at the same time because you can say like, because I play like Battlefield and Battlefield isn't like you're not making a Battlefield game. You're making a Battlefield 1. It's, you're not making a Battlefield game. You're making a World War 1 game.
Yeah.
Oh, film. Sorry.
So Christopher Nolan.
like, and so
I reckon games like
Yeah.
shooter games you can't really.
you
make
have
into-
to limit yourself to like a legit story based game. And what's
Well, I mean, there are some shooting games that try to have a story.
I
Unfortunately,
think Halo had a
stories-
mini series.
Halo, actually,
yes.
that's what we should have talked
Forward
about.
Unto Dawn.
That was really good.
Halo has had really good adaptations. Forward Unto Dawn and the one with Idris Elba.
Didn't they do the anime one?
Yeah, the Legends
Yeah.
series.
Yeah,
I thought
but
The anime and the Forward to Dawn are really good.
Forward and Dawn.
Have
was
you
really good.
watched the newest one with Idris Elba?
No.
No, I have not.
It's about Agent Locke.
And now I see.
Okay,
You
can
said
we-
first-person shooters aren't good, but exactly the Halo
Yeah,
series.
but
is good.
that I'm talking. When I say first-person
see.
shooters, I'm talking about Battlefield, Call of Duty,
Master
games that are
Chief
multiplayer
is not.
focused.
Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of these first-person shooter games have taken the main character out of it and used that as the main character for the film. Forward unto Dawn, Master Chief isn't the main character.
It's the kids.
He comes at the end.
Exactly, he doesn't come until like the very end.
Sorry, the one I'm thinking of was Nightfall. The
I've heard of
Halo.
it, yes. All right.
Also, I keep saying Idris Elba, but I meant Mike Coulter, which is Luke Cage. He was the main character in that.
Fuck. All right. What do you think about Mass Effect?
Um,
Because those have the same kind of thing as Telltale, interactive.
Yes, but
you're making a sci-fi.
it's just like making a Star Wars, and
Yeah.
I reckon they would work.
Would it though?
Yeah, no, I've played the first game.
That's the thing with video games. It's not so
Half-Life
much. As,
3,
it's,
boys.
it's like you're pitching a concept.
Rather
You're
than-
not pitching a
Yeah, I
story.
think-
you're pitching a
good point.
concept.
Actually-
I feel like you should be pitching the concept, not exactly the video game itself.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I think Uncharted works as you take the story from the game, and that will work as a film.
It's an Indiana
Tomb Raider
Jones.
does not.
It's an
I
adventure.
think I think Tomb Raider just
well,
because
they made a Tomb Raider movie though.
but people
Shit.
kind of expect the whole Lara Croft.
Yes,
that
but
physique of a
Nathan
woman.
Drake is a better character than Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Lara,
Sexist?
no, because
We have
because
a
Lara
sexist
Croft,
white male in the studio.
Lara Croft in the games is played up to be, yes, she's this pretty, like,
Yeah, but she's also quiet.
yeah, no, she's this pretty, like, they mark her as sort of like a sex object, but she pushes past that and makes her own.
It's
sort of
literally
like,
one of the great female.
yeah, exactly. It's a good
main characters.
it-
I don't
yeah,
see her as
because
a sex object.
no, but that's how they
Bullshit.
put her. She's the character that's that's like very attractive, and all the men in the game is like, oh, you can't
Imagine
do it, you're
her
just
as
a
the
pretty woman.
Peach who can actually do shit.
Yeah. It's a empowering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an empowering woman role, but I just think that to make a better movie, Nathan Drake has that better.
It's like an empowering man role.
Yes, but it also, but he's
man
also
needs to be empowered?
he's also charismatic, and that character works a lot better in the universe he's in. Whereas Lara Croft is sort of not as witty.
I feel like
And that's
the only problem with doing that is you're making a modern Indiana Jones,
But better.
but
yeah,
better.
because he uses guns, man.
No, it's
Pew,
just
pew,
it's just that the Nathan Drake games are just so
Okay.
like there's so much story there that you can make into maybe I want to say maybe
I would
film
start
each.
honestly. I would like as we said with the trilogies. What makes a good trilogy. I think maybe start off like if you want to go for a trilogy, start off with one Nathan Drake film, see how it goes. If it goes good,
Yeah.
move along. Just make sure it's a standalone film.
Fun fact: they are making the Uncharted movie. They actually are. Tom
Alright.
Holland is cast to be young Nathan Drake.
Okay, I was about to say Nathan Drake. What the fuck?
No, young Nathan Drake.
Okay.
And
At least,
they've,
yeah, see, at least they're reflecting on his past.
they've got a director for it, Sean Levy.
What else did he direct?
He's done Stranger Things.
Cool.
I think no.
Maybe.
No. Sorry.
Who wants to bet?
Ignore
who wants
me.
to bet Stephen Abdillah works on this as well? Okay, so other games, popular games that have had.
Take that back. He didn't work on Stranger Things. There was just a photo of him on the red carpet. He
Right,
did
so-
Real Steel.
Okay,
And he was
so
on
we're
The
not-
Arrival.
Yeah. What are you looking at, man? Are you just sending Snapchats out?
He worked on The Arrival but didn't direct it. He worked on The Internship.
Okay, so films that are fairly okay.
Okay, This Is Where I Leave You. That was a good film.
Okay. Yeah,
Jason
yeah.
Bateman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he did that one.
Cool.
He did The Night in the Museums as well.
Okay,
I
okay,
trust him.
I trust
would
him
trust
just
him
because the
to
Night
make-
Museums, except number 2.
But he,
I hate
but
those
no,
films.
I love the first one. The first one was great.
Others-
no, no, no.
okay.
But looking at what he's made to make an Uncharted movie, you have charismatic characters, big sets, all
Yeah,
those things.
he's got all that, yeah.
He's got character he's got like serious moments in Real Steel. That was a pretty decent movie for what it was. Like basing it off Rock'em Sock'em, I guess. When you
Yeah,
when you got to
good
think about it that
point,
way.
good point.
That video like game movies,
game, yeah.
But and like this is where I leave you is a big heart film, like big character driven film. He could do that because he's got like groundwork on the characters.
Yeah. Well,
So
what
what
about films that became video games?
So you're talking about back at the time when PlayStation was basically running out of ideas, and you had things. I had a
So
lot.
you had
of,
it was
I had a lot.
Avatar.
Of,
Did anyone play Avatar?
it was Sega.
I was able to play the first maybe 10 minutes of that game before my my illegal copy decided to shit itself.
God, illegal.
Yeah, man, who didn't have a chipped PS2? Jeez.
Sitting with a criminal. What about Aliens, the video game?
They make a lot of good and bad video games.
Yeah.
Isolation seemed very good, but it was very basic.
Sathura,
Yeah.
the kind of futuristic Jumanji movie.
Yeah. So the second
Made
Jumanji
a-
movie, but not Jumanji 2.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, so it wasn't Jumanji; it was called Sathura, which was basically space adventure instead of
instead
zoo.
of-
So
Instead of Robin Williams. Rest in
yeah,
peace.
but yeah, they made that into a game, and if I'm honest, the game kind of starts at this weird point in the movie, and then it kind of like it's like they start playing and they get transported into space, and then they just get separated. Instead of how the movie, I think, is that if you base the the video game off the movie, you could it's like sticking to the source material. You can
Yeah.
it didn't feel like you were watching. You kind of when you watched Sathura, you kind of wanted to play it.
Oh, okay.
Like same thing with Jumanji. When you watch that, you want to play it.
Yeah, not really. I
mean, it'd be
don't want
nice.
to be my life risked,
Yeah, but it's
You got to
nice.
finish the game for everything to be okay. I mean, fuck, what if I die halfway through?
Well, I mean, at the end of Sathura, they ended up in a black hole. So how's that?
Yeah.
But so movies I think need to do the same. Need to stick to the. Video games kind of need to do this.
Which I think
have the
that's
same
why
rules.
Uncharted will work, though, is because if they stick to that source material, it will still make a good film because those games are very well thought out character stories.
You probably want to have the same writer at least
yeah.
on board
Okay,
somewhere around.
So how about the Far Cry series?
That would make a good movie.
I think they'll make a
Except
better. I think they'll make a better.
They made
I-
a Far Cry movie and it flopped.
Did they?
Wait,
yeah.
Well, you mean the mini series?
But I feel like
of
the games, like when you think about it, it's like a guy
Yeah,
island
I
takes
think
over.
I think
There was a lot of
three
promotion.
could be like a good film, but I don't reckon. I reckon
I
they
don't think-
just.
I think
don't
three
know.
would probably be the
No,
best.
you know what? I think they work better as games.
I think they
honestly
were better
do.
as games. I can't really imagine
Nah.
them being a
The
successful.
thing is, because of how Voss interacts with the main character, I feel that that's why it works better as a game. Because
They
you're
did
seeing
make
it-
a series though, didn't they?
They made a mini series as a promotion. So what they did was they got the guy who played Voss to play Voss in real life, and it
about-
was what was his name? What's the
Jason.
who? No.
guy
Who's
in-
the guy from Superbad? He plays the really geeky, nerdy dude.
Michael Cera. Oh no.
Chris something.
Fuck.
I know his name. Anyway, so he played. What he played?
McLovin.
Yeah, McLovin. So McLovin goes to the island, and basically Voss basically torments him.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
Yes, exactly. That's the guy. Christopher Mintz-Plasse goes to the island, and the thing is that promotional.
Oh, and he's playing himself in that as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Oh fuck, I remember this.
So
He's there
it
to
is-
promote the
yeah.
game. Yep.
Yeah, so
Fuck,
he's
that was great.
there to promote the game, and then there's this whole live threat. And I think to make a mini series like that, that is a good way of promoting the game, but also a good way of showing, especially for the guy who played Voss, who wasn't really well known. By the way, Voss Montenegro, Jarek Montenegro, Voss Montenegro in real life confirmed.
God. They're related.
Yeah, so I feel like it really jumpstarted his
Dad?
career, especially.
Is that you?
Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm watching you, Fox, motherfucker. But yeah, like promotional stuff as live action works.
Good. Yeah. Yes. Good. That's good marketing campaign. That's
Good marketing campaign. How
What
about
do you
a
think
movie?
about this? Well, I think this had a video marketing campaign, but the Division for a film.
Yeah, well, I mean, in that case,
I never played it
there've
because
been
it got bad reviews, so I never.
But
played
it's
it.
like if the concept of like a little post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
they like
destabilizing
stuff like
America.
that works, which is sort of why I think Last of Us will work as well because it's sort of similar-esque universes.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I mean, Call of Duty is just a painstaking series that gets worse and
Yeah.
worse as the years
I
come back.
reckon-
I feel like World War II might be.
Yeah, but they
Probably-
make it's just like making World
Exactly.
War II.
Yeah,
film.
you're just making
Exactly.
an
It's
army
just-
film.
Okay,
yeah,
not
but
really
I
making
went
a-
to that. I was talking more about promotional, and every year I think it's
They do their live action.
They do the
trailer.
live action one, and that's really good, mainly because it's got a good budget behind it. It's got actors and people of the Call of Duty community
But
combined together.
it's them in
Just
sort
to-
of the multiplayer game, not
Yeah,
realistically.
but I mean, either way, live action stuff as promotional materials works.
Yeah.
Because like when you see those, you're like, oh, dude, they look fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking lit, man. Like they have one for Modern Warfare 3, and it was Jonah Hill and Sam Worthington.
I have no
And it
idea
was
what you're
the-
talking about, by the way.
It was like live action marketing campaigns. I'll
I've
show you
zoned
I-
out
later.
too.
I-
I've zoned out too. Don't worry.
I only remember one of them, and it was like this guy with an iPad, like going pew pew, like there was
Yeah.
missiles.
And there was also, who's the dude that plays John Abruzzi in, what's it called? In fucking John Abruzzi in Prison Break.
What?
Okay, fuck. Me.
Oh.
Yeah, that guy. He did a lot of promotional stuff.
Yeah, the
for-
old sort of like
yeah,
cranky motherfucker.
the Italian mobster. That dude.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Anyway.
guy gets his throat
yeah,
slit.
Yeah, and he has to go to hospital and shit, and then comes
Oh,
back as like a religious man.
Peter.
Yeah, so anyway, that
Pan.
dude,
No.
that dude, look him up. Yeah. So that
no,
dude,
he's Peter. Peter.
Parker.
No.
the Peter episode. How many Peters can you?
Oh my God.
Peter Weir?
Who is he?
Just look him up. John Abruzzi. Look him up.
Anyway,
Yeah, so he did a lot
Peter
of.
Stormare.
Yeah, Peter Stormare.
I did. I opened it and before I looked at it. I was like, "Who is it? Who is it? Peter Stormare."
Yeah.
And let me just confirm.
So yes, he did.
it's Peter Stormare.
Yeah, so he did a lot of a lot of actors these days. Because Activision have such a high budget for their games because they make so much of them of 12-year-old. 12-year-olds.
I believe their demographic is wider than that.
Have you played 3 online games, mate?
No, another.
what's going on?
Yeah.
Uh,
I
thought I was
another,
talking to you online.
another game that I reckon would work as a live action. What are you laughing about?
Oh, he's just talking about my high pitched voice.
Hey guys.
I just reckon another game that would work as a live action. Actually, you know what? Not even a live action. I reckon it would work better as sort of like an animated Netflix series. Would be Borderlands.
Oh yeah.
I think
yeah,
Borderlands
sure.
would work as an animated. Yeah.
And like, because it's just crazy. But I feel like you do a television series, like this animated television sort of show with the 4 characters, sort of like Defenders. Like there's the 4 main characters.
yeah.
Sort of like working together to get this common goal. If you do Borderlands 2, I reckon with the Handsome Jack story, that
Isn't
would make
Handsome Jack the real hero of Borderlands 2?
shut the fuck up. No, that would make a really good, I reckon it would make a very good
I feel like a lot
TV
of
show.
games that become. Sorry, we're talking about movies that become games, and you had the Telltale series, which are some of the
TV shows.
Yeah, the TV,
TV shows are
like,
coming games.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. I'm pretty sure has a Telltale, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, Walking Dead has a Telltale, but
But that's
that's
also
Minecraft
based
has
on a
it.
comic
Minecraft
book.
has
yeah.
one.
yes, but yeah, Minecraft for fuck's sake, a video game has video game guys.
Yeah. I reckon San Andreas might work as a film.
You mean GTA?
Great, yeah, GTA.
okay.
Like talking back to GTA, San Andreas would work as a film rather than I reckon 5,
Which one had the Ballad of Fat Tony?
4.
Yeah, I feel like.
It's just you're just making kind of like a mob or gang film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption actually. That's
That
a good
would be a really
that's a
good-
really good
that would be
cinematic
really good.
western.
Yes.
That
Yes.
would that like
I
that
know-
game has
I can
all
tell-
the beats that you need for a film.
Yeah.
I can tell who would love to go see that. Am I right, Fox?
I have my hand up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like touching the
figured it
roof. That's how high it is.
Oh man.
Okay. What do you think? So what do you think? Okay. So as a
Wait, just pause it. What's the time? on that?
we've got nearly 40 minutes, which I think it's a good episode.
We should at least do another 10, I reckon.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get to 50 minutes.
Oh man, I need a piss.
You can take a break. We can have a one-on-one conversation.
No.
Okay, so let's get into the final part of this episode. So, all right,
Make more Halo movies.
make more Halo. Yeah, Halo is
no, because
looking like a good.
they were meant to make the Halo movie, but scrapped it, and District 9 got their scraps, and that's why District 9 was made.
Well, I feel
That's why
like
District 9 looks like a piece of shit.
what we've
that's
also,
why they look like elites, but they're
Yeah.
prawn elites.
I feel like what Semi gathering too is if you're going to make a video game film, having it animated is not a bad option.
Which
Definitely not,
I
yeah.
don't think
A lot
they've
of-
realized. I think Netflix in the last few years has sort of gone oh look, there's lots of these properties that we can make, and they're earning so much money, and they get the right creative teams to work on them, which is Ratchet and Clank failed. So maybe that would work as a good children's Netflix series, because there's a lot of good children Netflix series out there. Voltron being one of them. Fuck, I love that show. It was based on an 80s TV show, and they revamped it.
And the other one, what was it? I forgot what it was called. Someone help me.
I know, I've got a list of video games.
Yeah. Fuck.
Pan.
No. I can't. No, I just
BioShock?
Can't remember. No.
Half-Life?
Fuck. Oh, speaking of that, Portal.
Portal, yeah.
Portal. They were
actually,
making a.
Are they
How are you
making
gonna make a Portal game?
Oh, I mean, I've definitely seen YouTubers make mini episodes or like mini things of it. Definitely Freddie Wong and Filmright have done that.
Talking about games that have gone into
Pop culture?
like pop culture, they're in pop culture. I mean, games into that have adaptations is Donkey Kong had a TV series. Sonic the Hedgehog had a TV series.
Good point. Mario had a TV series,
They
an
have a
animated one.
kid show. Sonic has a kid show.
Oh, speaking of fucking shit movie adaptations, fucking Super Mario Bros. Jesus Christ. Mario and Luigi Mario were the names of the two characters who were both Italian plumbers and had to take on this.
What? I don't know about
Yeah,
this.
this is... Actually, that reminds
And
me.
Bowser is a person in it,
Yeah.
isn't he?
There's also a great series from the Super Mario, but what it is, it's like a modern kind of thing. Peach is a complete badass. Mario, I think, and like the Toads are also really good guards instead of pieces of shit who can't do crap all. And
Is that live action?
It's live action. It's like actual people, but it kind of works.
No way.
No, I'm not kidding.
Mushrooms, moving turtles.
No. But it's basically people who wear mushroom caps instead.
Dumb as fuck.
To be honest, it kind of worked as a good series, but
I've got...
But anyway, yeah, fucking Super Mario Bros. Absolute piece of shit. Worst video game movie ever.
I've got a video game that was based on real life that was then made into a movie.
Jumanji.
It's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was made
dude.
into that Tony Hawk Underground
Is that
movie.
a movie?
Yeah, that's a movie. There's a Tony Hawk Underground movie.
There is definitely a line where something gets a bit too far and should just stop.
It is called Tony Hawk's Boom Boom Sabotage.
That.
Is that the film?
So okay, I wanna pitch this to you guys.
Yeah, Tony Hawk in Boom Boom Sabotage, and I will read you the synopsis because I loved this kid. I loved this as a kid. It was Tony Hawk's Boom Boom Huck Jam arrives in town of Lincolnville and bumps a crummy circus. The evil circus ringleader Grimly. He wants to get revenge by kidnapping Tony because they took their place. They took the place of the circus in town.
This is a very similar.
And so they kidnapped Tony Hawk, and then these skaters have to
you fucked that.
Does
Tony's only hope is a bunch of local skaters.
Is it actually got Tony Hawk in it?
Yeah, no.
It is basically it's like you mix Sandlot kids, but you put Tony Hawk. You dragged Tony Hawk into it.
It has got a 3.6 out of 10.
I thought you were going to say 3 million. I was going to be so amazed.
I'm like, wow.
3 million out of 10. It was only an hour long, but
Okay, so there definitely is a line where something just goes a bit too far.
Yeah, there is a line when people go too far and they think
that's
that
called
video games
if you want to
work
fucking make the Tony Hawk games were okay at the time. But if you're going to make those games into a movie,
You're just
why
making
not
a skating movie.
Why don't you just make a documentary on Tony Hawk?
Well, I also have another question. If you, with the book adaptations, people want to see the word-for-word recreation from book to film. Do you want to see a video game's recreation word-for-word in cinematic form? Or do you
I feel
want,
like you're just doing cutscenes.
Exactly. That's my point. That's what's kind of hard about it too.
But the thing is, a lot of the cutscenes are just, before and after boss fights. Have you ever watched old cutscenes?
Injustice is a very good point in that. Is the cutscenes in between the fights.
The cutscenes are literally if you watch
and they're films. You can watch them as films.
Oh yeah, but they are literally
just imagine the fight happened.
Yeah, you have to imagine. Like instead, because you play the fight, you have to if without them, you have to imagine the fight. So the
That would-
cutscenes.
But can you imagine?
I
that-
feel like Injustice as a movie would probably work.
Yeah,
mainly
which
because
I think is
it
where
has a comic
DC's
book.
sort of heading is
Yeah.
his fans want that. So
Yeah,
that
they
they've
want
kind of like
they want Flashpoint.
Flashpoint.
They want yeah.
Injustice. Yeah.
They want a lot of stuff
Well,
like
can
the
you
comic. But
imagine-
that's comic books. So that's completely different.
Can
But
you
comic
imagine
books
a
into a
game
video
like The Last of Us, which is such a it's an
I feel
only
like-
story game really. It's one story and you play the one story.
But the thing is, I feel like you can make that work.
Do you want to make that
because-
one cinematic film, which is the same story?
Okay, I feel like maybe some dialogue changes maybe to fit a different purpose, but I feel like that the main story arc works cinematically.
Yeah,
you
no,
could do
it
that.
works,
But you
but
could do that live
Would
action.
you pay to see it, or would
I
you just
would-
buy the game?
Well, okay, look, you've got it. You think
Good
are you
point.
okay? Are
Very good
you
point.
pointing to the demographic that people are playing games, or are you trying to appeal to a bigger demographic where people
Don't wanna play games, so
Where,
they watch
exactly, where people
movies.
don't want to play
Exactly.
games.
If
People don't
people-
have
which is
to. People
which is
just
the
wanna
same
relax.
thing. Is the same thing with books as well. It's
Yeah.
like, would you rather watch the movie or read the book?
And
Yeah,
in
you
this
like
day
it.
and
Yeah,
age,
okay.
movie watching is so much easier than reading up.
This is
getting,
why we
like-
study film.
Exactly, because we don't want to have to study books. Which we
Yeah, so
study
I guess if people who can't play the game, wouldn't play the game,
or are more interested or more intrigued by the story behind the game. Maybe
Then
maybe
that's it,
the
that's watch the
movie
movie.
is actually what leads them to play the game.
But then what would be so disappointing for me is like, oh, I just played the movie, like, you know.
Yeah, but I feel like if you found out this thing was, it's like
That's
watching.
if you want
I think it's watching kind of like watching the movie and then thinking, oh, there's a book. Maybe I'll read the book. The thing is, with the game, you've got interactions. And there's so much more different stuff you can do
problem
as
is,
well.
You think about a book always comes out first if it becomes a film, right?
But in this case, what you've already said, the video game has already come out.
Would you go back and play it? Like, how far back is a game?
Well, I
going
feel
out?
like-
No one's playing Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, dude,
Well, not
I
Ratchet-
would,
not
I
Ratchet-
would so play that though.
Not
Like,
Ratchet and Clank, Wreck-It Ralph. That's what I was meant to say.
But Wreck-It Ralph is like an 80s game. That was
Exactly,
It
it's
was
so
an
old.
arcade game.
It was so old. No one's gonna play it now. Like,
Was
when-
was Wreck-It Ralph actually an arcade game?
No.
fucking little pleb.
It's a film based on the idea of arcade. Not
see?
exactly.
Wreck-It Ralph isn't actually the
Oh, an arcade.
game, so you can't. Of course, you can't fucking play it. Like you
Because-
can't play something that's not
That's
real.
He's sort of like the Donkey Kong character.
Are you
So-
are you going to
Donkey Kong's always good. to
play
just
World
play.
of Warcraft after watching World of Warcraft?
Look, honestly, like in that case,
Did they do that top down thing in the film? Like this goes like
I don't think so. Did they?
surely, like cinematic. Come on, like it's so easy to do.
I'm just looking at a bunch of like popular video games and I'm scrolling through
think
the
they-
top 100 of all time and I'm not really seeing many film worthy games here.
Yeah, I think it's the thing. You kind of made the game to be played. You didn't
Except-
make it to be watched.
Except for the ones we've mentioned, like
See,
Red
you're
Dead
playing
and
Final
stuff.
Fantasy. You know, that's got such a great storyline behind it. Of course, Final Fantasy 1 was meant to be the last, but now they're up to Final Fantasy 15. I mean, I was inspired by Final Fantasy 15's story arc to turn that into a
Actually-
concept. I feel like Final Fantasy, like Square Enix themselves.
Final Fantasy though, they have movies that link to the games.
Yeah.
And that's what works. Actually, that's a good point that we
and they've
should
also
bring
got
up.
comic book. They've got
Yeah,
comic books.
is
They've
that-
got this whole.
You brought something up before when it was
I probably did.
the Voss thing.
Yes.
How it was a promotional sort
Yeah,
of
they
thing.
had
for-
that attached to it.
Yeah, which is the latest Final Fantasy game had a film that explained the lore of the game before going in. So,
But
if
see,
people
I didn't do
love-
that. I just played the fucking game.
Exactly, but the thing is, would you want the game or stuff that extends the game's lore?
Exactly. Well, on
that's-
that
that-
point, what about Metal Gear Solid?
I just remember a good combination, good
'Cause that-
crossover between Modern Warfare 2 and Metal Gear Solid.
Because that's like a
Wait, not
that's like a
Metal Gear Solid,
cutscene that
Snake.
fucking
Yeah,
game.
actually, yeah.
That game's a cutscene. Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna
Just like fucking animate the thing, just Snake under a fucking under a box, just go.
That's what-
what you gonna do?
Can we just all agree that Banjo Kazooie is one of the best games ever?
Oh fuck yeah, I agree.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What, dude? You're coming to my place and playing. Oh fuck, we should have done that. Fuck. Next time I'm playing Banjo Kazooie, I've got it on my Xbox One. Let's fucking go. Fuck yeah. Honestly, I love.
Get another
that game.
controller.
Oh, dude, you know what? My dog actually ate the other controller. The purple one? Yeah, he fucking bit the cord. I was like, fuck. Anyway, back to this world. Banjo-Kazooie, as much as I would love to see that become a movie, it's just not going to
I
work.
reckon, not animated.
Actually,
This is
animated
another one that works
children's.
as an animated children's show.
Yes, I agree.
Wait, has it been?
It's already been
It
done.
feels like something that would
It's
be in that
definitely been
category.
rebooted, which I think the Nuts and Bolts game was pretty shit compared to Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie.
They're doing one, I think, now that's called Ukulele.
What?
I'm just going to leave on that note.
No, it's uke.
I don't know, but he plays a banjo, doesn't he?
No.
Or is his name
There's
Ukulele?
Ukulele is a 3D platformer game. It's in development now. It's sort of it's different. It's a lizard and a bat.
Over a bear and a bird.
What about a Crash Bandicoot
Where
game?
is the difference in that?
Crash Bandicoot, the game, the movie. Sorry, would you watch that?
There was a movie?
No. But would you watch it?
Oh,
No, because the main character doesn't talk. I feel like that's
actually
another
no.
point.
That's a good point to bring up. Has anyone? Have you guys played Tag Team Racing? The one where they're in an amusement
I
park.
played Mario Kart.
So Tag Team Racing. They
Crash
were in
Bandicoot Tag Team Racing.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about the Clash of the Titans? Might of a Mutant.
I played those on DS.
Clash of the Titans on. I played it on Wii, bro. That was some shit. That was some good shit.
Yeah, you're right. The Wii was shit.
Yeah, actually, it was a really good game on the Wii, but when there might have a mutant kind of ruined it. But that was a good concept for a game, but definitely not a movie, mainly because it was a piece of. It wasn't like it wasn't the best game. It definitely wasn't cinematic, mainly because the main character never talked. Exactly your point. But I feel like
Do you feel like that?
all these other characters in the game who are talking and that he interacts with, kind of in the game because it was so goofy, made up for the fact that he didn't talk.
Do you feel like that now that Fallout 4 has a character that does talk, that's possible? That's possibly being able to turn to
I
a
feel
film?
like the thing is that Fallout 4 is also very much a make your own adventure. So
But
it's
I
so
feel like
varied.
that's got a, like
No,
that's,
it
that's
has
got
a
like a
story.
Star
Yeah,
Wars
yeah,
universe kind of
It has
vibe to it.
It
It's
has
got
a
such
story,
matched
but also
background.
depending, like you've got all these subplots to it as well. You got all the side quests. So of course you can literally be a dick to one person. There's just so many different variables in that game, but there is an overarching thing that honestly, half the subplots don't even play into. So I mean,
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, now that I'm looking at it, you can definitely make it on the main story of Fallout 4. I think Fallout 4 especially with
Yeah, but
the whole
that's one where you can make your own story. Sort of like what Assassin's Creed tried to do is you take the same concept but make a new story. Whereas all you have to do is go, oh, they've been sleeping for hundreds of years. A vault's opened, and now there's a threat.
Yeah.
And because you just feel obliged to save, like he was a hero in his life, and now he's been chucked into this new war, so he wants to be a hero in this war.
I also feel like the search for his son and all that just works as good. In a
Character
way,
movie.
a MacGuffin as well works as good MacGuffin.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, you've played the game,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't
like
finished the
the
game. I got up to that bit though.
I like the twist at
The
the
bit
end.
where you find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the twist at the end. I am still skeptical on whether or not.
How much more of the game is there after they find the institute?
Honestly, it's like you either choose to
You choose
you
at
choose
that
either to
Follow that story.
you either choose to go with the institute or you choose to blow them up.
Because I'm on a I remember the last thing I was doing is I was on a mission with someone from the institute. I haven't been given a choice to like choose a side yet. So
Yeah,
They give
no,
you
it's
a
when
lot of
it's
choices
when-
to move
It's
on.
when your son tells you he's your son.
oh yes, yeah, I said I don't know yet. Is
Yeah.
the thing and then you can just keep working for them.
You can work them for a very long time to like almost the last point where you can.
Yeah, you
just
can
move.
literally exploit.
Oh,
them
so
so
I can
much.
finish the game now if I want. If I
Yeah, you
went
can finish
into-
it. Yeah,
Ah,
but
okay.
yeah. So I mean, and also I think, especially for the gamers as well, Fallout 4 had this nice twist to it, where
Yeah.
you've been searching all this fucking time for
Yeah,
his
and
son.
you spend like 12 hours like going, oh fuck, I want to find this kid, find out he's
Yeah.
a teenager, then find he's older than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, and
But-
just to explain it to them, if anyone doesn't see it, it's going to be a spoiler. It's already kind of been spoiled.
It's been out for like nearly a year.
It's
You
been
should
out for
have
ages anyway. So, but the whole game is your son is taken away from you, stolen. You wake up from your vault. You leave your vault. You're
your
searching
wife
for
is
him.
dead.
Your wife is dead. You search
Or
for. Oh, it depends.
husband.
It
Yeah.
depends who you pick
Wife
this
or
up.
husband.
And you're searching for your son. That's the goal. And at the end, you find him, and he's actually really old, and he's grown up, and it's been like how many years?
He's
8
been radicalized to run this company that's the evil
That's
company.
the
That's the
evil
evil,
company.
but
It's the
he knows-
antagonist
he thinks-
company
yeah.
that you've been fighting against the whole time. Find out he's actually created
But
it.
you see, I like this
He's old
idea
as.
that the Institute isn't
dying.
completely wrong.
Yeah, but actually, those games though that choose your own adventure sort of things is well,
I think
are
they
the
have to kinda
fans
do
are the
that.
fans going to like the ending if they choose opposite to sort of what the game sort of set up?
Good
Yeah.
point. Make your adventure, especially even if you were to do something like even like Skyrim. I mean, that's gonna
Or
be
you do
a
an anthology series
Yeah.
where it's like every alternate scenario.
dude. That'd be so.
Well,
that was a lot of money.
I just
right
feel
there.
like you just create a new story, not related to what the game is at all, but
Fallout
based in the
5,
same
but
world.
like Fallout. You know, just make it like. Honestly, I think I want to see something like that where it's also Fallout's been frozen in time. You know, everything's been frozen in time.
I want to wrap
right.
up on
Yes.
a good note.
Go
As-
ahead.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Actually, Pokemon, Digimon, all the
So
Digimon
all
was a TV
the all
show,
like
I
the
think, first.
Japanese games.
Yeah, man, just fucking great.
So I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh was my
Yeah.
childhood, and Bakugan. Ish, loved
But
it.
see, those are physical games.
Yeah,
though.
but I mean, they are physical games, but they're also animes. They've got so many different platforms. I feel like
I just
the
think
demographic-
Pokemon was a great game that they sort of built an empire on.
guys, Pokemon Go. What
The game?
Yeah,
No,
Pokemon
no, I
Go.
mean making that a film.
Oh, dude, definitely, man. Oh my god, guys, guess what? I found a Pikachu.
Yeah, the film they're making, I think, a Pokemon live action film based on Pokemon Go. I think that was in the talks.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, I'll-
Just to talk about like the formula as a whole, just say we're a production company, we're thinking about making a video game film. So we're not going to choose a game where the character can't talk.
We're not going to choose.
No.
We're not going to choose a video game
You
where there
also-
are no motivation, like real deep motivations for.
So
the
I reckon
character.
character.
I reckon GTA's just got too much in it to make a film about.
I feel like you can probably segregate or like bring it condense it down.
Condense it, yeah. Red Dead works.
Red Dead works.
Game like it depends what it is. It's like just character moments that have
Yes.
a grand scale plot, and it's like a plot that starts and ends in the games.
Yeah.
Where some games, like for instance, Halo 5, starts and ends in the middle of something.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
played Halo 5?
Nah.
It starts and it ends with like, oh, you've now got to wait till Halo 6 to figure out what happens.
And Halo
Sort of
6 won't
thing.
come out for another like 5 years. Don't worry about that. Yay. So I mean,
You know,
yeah.
the problem is there's so many restrictions with the games you
And
choose,
especially
and their
copyright
outcomes.
as well. Don't forget that. Like you may be restricted by the company you're taking
Oh,
the
yeah,
idea
you may be
from.
restricted by what you're allowed to
yeah,
add
exactly.
in.
I feel like it's what a lot of companies have been restricted by.
But with a book, that's it. It's the book.
It's the book. There are no adaptations of it. I mean, people may make fan fiction of it. They may make little YouTube short films about it. But I feel like the book is obviously just you off the film, like Harry Potter, the film series. I mean, this probably should have been mentioned. This is just like an adaptation of the book. While there are definitely many different adaptations that just weren't as successful, but were on YouTube.
Yeah, so it's just like
Yeah, I feel like it's just restriction.
The video
it's-
game, yeah, it's a video game it's a massive restriction, and it's probably a lot more effort to put in
Oh yeah.
than a book.
Definitely. Yeah, you've just got to figure out
content.
where the main story is, like all that kind of stuff, which I think, yeah.
I reckon video game movies work if they're done well with the right story. Instead of trying to make something popular, you don't make what's popular. You make what you think will be a great story, and you get the right creative team. And it's sort
I
of
think
what,
you find a team who's passionate.
and exactly, and you find people that have grown up with these things and love them.
People, definitely
that's-
people who have played the game multiple times. So that way, if they
Yeah.
see someone on set that's just not right, they're like, let's fix that up.
Yeah, that's why. Like, if you're doing like Uncharted, for instance, if you have Nolan North just
Oh,
there
dude, yeah.
as like a producer or something,
I feel like,
you know,
yeah.
just that would
Definitely.
work.
Yeah.
Alright.
Right. Well,
On that note,
on that note,
Thanks for listening.
thank you for listening to episode 5. We'd also like to thank no guest stars today. We did it all by ourselves. High five, guys. High five. That's
We
come on,
can't reach
come
each
on.
other.
Okay,
We're too
come
far
on. High
away.
five.
There we go.
That was really slate.
That was a clap?
Yeah, that was our tail slate. So we'd also like to thank JMC for letting us use their equipment once again. This has been episode 5. But don't forget, if you're looking for a job in the creative industry, make it with JMC.
Love the plug.
Just leave a comment on your worst video game film and maybe your favorite.
And tell us what games you play and what kind of ideas of episodes you want us to do next. Share us around. We want to get ourselves out there. And
Right. See you guys in 2 weeks.
I have been Fox.
I've been Jarek.
And I've of course been Lockie.
He seems very depressed.
I know. It's been a long day.
Right, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
How good was that Stephen bit at the end of the last podcast though?